Good evening, I'm Shane Jones, leading the news at 7. If the island's lone electricity provider decides to use hedging as a tool to reduce or cut down its exposure to fluctuating fuel costs, then the price of doing that should not be passed on to Barbadians. That's the latest ruling of the Fair Trading Commission after reviewing the Barbados Light and Power's application to apply the results and costs of fuel hedging to the fuel adjustment clause. Lisa Broom reports.
In denying the application, the Commission has determined the power company should not be allowed to pass on the costs of hedging and the associated gains or losses to consumers. It also says BL&P has not provided enough evidence to suggest the public is willing to pay for the reduced volatility in fuel prices. The FTC says it received the application on March 29th this year, and 5 parties who were granted intervenor status took part in the process. The interveners raised several issues, including the hedging risk and strategy, related administrative costs, and the efficiency of the BL&P's plant. The Commission reviewed the submissions and undertook a detailed analysis of the issues involved. This included a review of regional and international fuel hedging case studies, a simulation of fuel hedging in the local market, and technical considerations related to the BL&P's overall plant efficiency. It says the findings illustrate that while the implementation of a hedging strategy could reduce the volatility of fuel prices, this potential reduction is often accompanied by a high risk of hedging losses. The Commission is also concerned about the power company's lack of vital evidence to support its application, such as a detailed hedging strategy and proof that the average Barbadian consumer is willing to bear the costs associated with a reduction in volatility. Now, according to globalriskmanagement.com, fuel hedging is used to reduce or eliminate a company's exposure to fluctuating fuel costs. It is a contractual tool allowing the company to fix or cap a fuel price at a certain level and period of time. In a brief statement, the BL&P confirmed that it has received the FTC's decision regarding the application. The power company says while it believes fuel hedging is a useful tool in managing fuel price risks, it notes that the concerns raised by the FTC and will review in more detail in the coming weeks to determine how best to address concerns in the interests of its customers. Last night's road fatality has plunged a Christchurch family into mourning for the second time in less than 24 hours. The Louis family of Silver Hill lost another member when Daniel Louis died in a car accident on the ABC highway. Daniel's brother, Kimar John, says the news has hit the family hard.
Yesterday around 4 p.m. we received a call that my uncle Julius Joseph of Vine Street, the city, was found dead in his home. We went to the home and confirmed that it was true, and we were there until about 7 p.m. last night. I went home and Daniel was home. We were talking about helping the family do funeral arrangements when he said he was leaving and he'll be back in the morning. And 20 minutes after he left, I got a call saying that his car is totaled, and after getting to the hospital, got there, he was already dead.
Daniel was a private in the Barbados Defense Force and a father of a 2-year-old son and a 1-year-old daughter. Kimar also appreciates the outpouring of support being shown to the family at this time.
I love my brother, and I don't think there's any organization or group of people he's interacted with that you're not going to find 99% of them saying the same thing. I was lucky enough to receive lots of phone calls, text messages, and WhatsApp and Facebook messages from members of the Barbados Defense Force, and a lot of his friends. They have been very sincere. They've called to give their well wishes, and I could tell that while I may be his biological brother, that he was a brother to a lot of other people as well.
An early morning shooting has left 3 St. Philip residents nursing gunshot wounds and other injuries. The 3 men, 43-year-old Andre Toppin of Chapel Land, 35-year-old Peter Edgell of Foul Bay, and 34-year-old Damien Bourne of Parishland were among a group attending an unauthorized event around 1 a.m. at Packers St. Patrick's. Police say several men entered the area and, as a result of an altercation, proceeded to open gunfire. Toppin was shot in the left shoulder and Bourne in the back, while Edgell was shot in the left shoulder and had a fractured right arm and head injury. They were all transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by ambulance, where they are being treated. Anyone with information that can help the investigation can call the District B police station at telephone numbers 437-4311 or 430-7625. Police emergency number at 211, Crime Stoppers at 1-800-TIPS, that's 1-800-8477, or the nearest police station. The police has given the assurance that all information received will be strictly confidential, and investigations are continuing into this matter. Meantime, some of the residents in the usually quiet Packers community are not afraid following last night's shootout. Two of them recounted their experiences.
I lay in my bed, I hear one of my children snort, and that was about hit them. They good and I was good, so nothing else. So everybody that was in here was accounted for.
It was about 1:15 a.m. and I suddenly heard this burst of gunfire. A real blister of gunfire. I had never heard anything like that before, not even in the movies. But it wasn't scary for me because I think that I was sheltered. I think I was clear of any danger. So, and then I saw some folks scampering from the back there, and I saw one guy who was being assisted, and somebody said he get hit.
As Barbadians prepare to usher in 2017, word is that all government offices will close at 3 p.m. tomorrow, Friday, December 30th. Barbadians are therefore being advised to arrange their business accordingly. Any inconvenience caused is regretted. Okay, we'll take a short break here and come back with more news.
Digicel, we know what you want. Better prices, better entertainment, better gifts with the most gifted network. This Christmas season, Digicel invites you to get gifted. Download my Digicel app for more information. Come into any Digicel store. Make your Christmas wishes come true. Digicel.
There's no place like home for the holidays. Family and friends together sharing memories. We celebrate joy in our children's eyes. We feel our hearts become young again. We never forget what Christmas means. It's a love that's always in our hearts forever. So let's all come together and share with each other and bring joy to every boy and girl. If we all come together and share with each other this holiday, there'll be peace.
Season's greetings from your friends at Banks Holdings Limited.
Coconut vendors are crying out for an ease of the tipping fee. This as lawmen warned of a crackdown on those who leave coconut shells and trash littering the roadsides. Here's Lorna Jones.
Coconut vendors are a familiar sight along some of the major roadways. But unfortunately, so are piles of empty coconut shells, which pose a serious health and safety risk. One vendor, who calls himself Jeffrey, plies his trade near the Top Rock roundabout. He makes sure his spot is clean, cutting and loading the shells straight into his truck. He says the tipping fee causes some vendors to wait until the shells have mounted up to make a trip to the recycling center cost-effective. But he believes the actions of some vendors make it bad for everyone.
The guys that sell left a lot of stuff. So they had an incident where they had stuff down on Warrings by BSNT. So they take it on myself and make them move it. And they don't sell it down here, they sell it here. So you don't let them see stuff, right? People put stuff on my stuff, and they don't dig there and they still take it up. Like today, I know my guests end up not taking up this, and taking it them two little pearls out there. You know what I mean? Because that's how it is. I don't let's see how we're dirty.
He thinks a system could be put in place where a skip is shared between vendors.
Well, the guests want a little help concerning the tipping fee. If the government could do something for them with the tipping fee to make it a little easier, they won't go how so dirty.
Another vendor from the Warrens area was busy cleaning up his shelves when we visited. Although he declined to appear on camera, he told us the fee per ton is $30. His truck can hold 4 tons, and he was preparing for his second trip to the recycling center for the day. His suggestion?
We would like a little ease from the government, right? I mean, like, to deal with the shells and think personally, like, even if them was to really get involved in the project, like, let me still bring things that the man could put shells in, even if we go up here, you know, understand, that wouldn't be no problem, but at least they won't be on the ground.
Let's hope that the piles of empty shells can be dealt with to ensure the safety and health of all. Lorna Jones, CBC News.
Well, kudos to the vendors that keep their areas clean. Fisher folk are hoping that the new year will bring even better fortunes. One boat captain, Everton Brathwaite, says 2016 has been mixed, but the days leading up to Christmas were quite rewarding.
Although Christmas is a period, you know, everybody looking for pork and the ham and this thing. The sales was still there or thereabout, and the fishermen get a few dollars. The fish price was around $100 per 100 flying fish. You know, the dolphin price was up. The dolphin scarcity season to really get in yet, $8, $9, $10 a pound. So it wasn't too bad for fishermen right now at this stage, but we'll hope that for the coming year that the price of the fish could stay to minimum that everybody will live.
Mr. Brathwaite says there have been some positive signs for flying fish, and he's hoping for a complete turnaround for that section of the industry.
We can't predict the flying fish since the moss come, you know what I mean, the flying fish quantity drop off, and we'll see what happens. The moss is not there like before, but you never know. We hope that they will come back again.
Hard work and a firm belief in God. These are but some of the attributes that Hermione Paris has held firm to for the past 100 years. Today she was joined by Governor General Sir Elliot Belgrave and members of her close-knit family at her home in Pole No. 1 St. John to celebrate the milestone. The centenarian, who is still in relatively good health, impressed the Governor General by reading the postcards which he presented without the use of glasses. The mother of 7, 2 of whom are now deceased, says she was a seamstress and cane cutter in her younger days. The sprightly Miss Paris also says she still enjoys eating ground provisions and is thankful that she is still able to do some things for herself.
I thank God for His goodness and His mercies toward me, because without Him I would not be here. I am sure about that. Without God's mercy I would not be here. I thank God that I can do things myself. The only thing I don't do is I can plait my hair myself, but I can't plait cornrow.
The devout Christian admits that she has no plans of stopping her missionary work.
You know, people say that people given nose in the ear, they don't listen much to the open air services. But I start going to St. Vincent from 1996 up to this year in February 2016. I don't know if I will be able to make it another time, but if it is God will, I will go next February.
That's fantastic. Well, still to come, a look at stories from across our region. But before we get there, here's a tip from Coverley Medical Center.